Welcome back to another time-bending episode of World of Faceting Machines. Today we're looking at America's oldest faceting machine created by Loren Merrill of Paris, Maine. Loren Merrill was a tourmaline miner at Mount Micah, Maine in the 1880s. The miners had been in the habit of sending their locally mined stones to New York City to be cut by professional jam peg cutters, but as time went on they became more unsatisfied with the quality of the work. Loren and his partner Kimball Stone decided to take matters into their own hands and by 1888 had built the first version of this faceting machine. The machine is based around a large wooden bench with a cutting lap that is foot-powered, enabling the cutters to keep both hands free while working. As the cutter is kicking the pedal, his hand works the stone with the help of a large metal quadrant protractor. The quadrant angle arm has a metal rod that sticks out and attaches to the dop with its index gear. The index gear is quite different than today's index gears. Instead of having a large number of teeth that can be adapted to a number of different designs, this machine has a different wooden gear for every pattern that they want to cut. In the case of this index gear, it's designed for a round brilliant cut. If we look closely, we can see 3 rows of index holes for the 8 mains, the 8 stars, and the 16 brake facets. Each index gear has a dop attached to it, but the dops can be changed on the gears and the gear can be changed on the machine. As you rotate the gear, a small metal arm clicks into the hole, giving you repeatable indexes. In order to cut a stone, the cutter first needs to decide his cutting angle. He loosens the lock nut on the angle arm and aligns it along the protractor to the angled number that he wants and then locks it. Then he will go through the series of indexes to cut each facet, adjusting the angle as he goes. Here we can see an image of Merrill using the machine to facet a stone in the late 1920s. In order to cut the table, he has a special table adapter that allows the loose wooden dop to stand up at 90 degrees for a perfect and repeatable table angle. Before the stone can be faceted, it needs to be sawn and preformed. Merrill constructed a different machine for this purpose, which we can see here. It's also foot-powered, and as the cutter kicks the pedal, it turns both a copper saw blade and a coarse grinding lap, allowing the cutter to slice his local tourmaline and then preform it to the desired shape before cutting it and polishing it on the other machine. We can see an image from the 1920s of Merrill slicing a stone on this exact machine. Through these 1920s photos, we can see the exact sequence needed to facet a stone in the early 20th century. First, the cutter would need to slice through the rough crystal on a saw. Next, he would attach the stone to a wooden dop with wax. Then, with the help of the correct index gear, he would cut all the facets. Next, he would switch to a polishing lap, likely lead or tin, and polish all the facets. The stone would then be flipped over, cutting the crown second and finally ending with a table on the table adapter. After the machine emerged in 1888, a small group of cutters developed around the mining community of Oxford County, Maine, with Loren Merrill at its center, teaching the skills and techniques he developed to the new cutters around him. This machine would go on to inspire the design of several other faceting machines, such as the Dixon Howard No. 2 made by J. Harry Howard in the 1930s, as well as the Cross and Mercapon machines, which will be featured in upcoming episodes. Thanks for watching and come back next time to learn more about cutting technology on World of Faceting Machines.